Alright, so we're actually trying out the Blue SG service for the first time. We actually just went to my parents' place and we'll be driving back to our own place using Blue SG. So this is just the car that we reserved earlier that is near our parents' place. Alright, so we just got into the car and turn on the AC, which is found over here. Yeah. So once it's turned on, you can see that on the display, the AC sign will light up. So, and we can also adjust the steering wheel to suit our comfort level. I'll adjust it a little bit higher, that's how I like it. Adjust the seats and we're ready to go. Alright, so just want to share some concluding thoughts from riding Blue SG for the first time. So the good points, I think we thought that it's good for people who are traveling from point A to point B because it's the only car sharing service in Singapore that has that feature, and in that sense it's less commitment because you don't need to bring the car back to the same point again. And it's good for late night supper runs, or if you miss the last train or last bus when you're out. It's definitely going to be much cheaper than taking a Grab or a private hire vehicle, especially if you consider all the midnight surcharges and all. And it's also easy to drive in general, especially for the smaller built blue cars, because they are smaller built, it's easy to maneuver around. And we thought it's also good that there are more options for the cars. So for the average user, you can use the blue car, but there's also the Corsa E for a more premium ride and a more spacious interior. And for people who want to get in touch with driving but haven't committed to owning a car, we thought Blue SG is also a very, very good option, especially if you consider all the COE prices nowadays and the additional costs associated with owning a car, depreciation, all of these different concerns. Blue SG is a no-frills way to get started without having to deal with all these other commitments. And it's definitely also more convenient as things are cashless and cardless at this point. So at this point, when I use the Blue SG service in 2024, everything can be done remotely from the phone app. Starting and stopping the rental, locking and unlocking the car, all these can be done from the app. Yeah, but having said that, there are also a few caveats to take note, right? So earlier I talked about how it's cheaper to take the Blue SG than taking cabs or private hire vehicles, but it can also be really costly if you're getting into an accident because there are still potential first party or third party excesses to pay for. I think we saw a video on that done up by CNA, so you can check that out if you haven't. And over here, I think we also want to say that it's very important to drive safely, right? Because for Blue SG, the way it's charged is on a per minute basis, so there might be a tendency for drivers to drive faster to try to get more bang for buck. But because of this, I think over the years, Blue SG has also developed quite a bad rep amongst road users for dangerous driving, getting into accidents and all of that. And besides that, I think we also want to take note that the cleanliness between the cars can vary as well because the cars are shared across different users and it's dependent on the hygiene of the previous users, so it can be a hit or miss. The only tip here is to inspect the car as much as you can from the outside before you rent, and to keep alcohol wipes or sanitizers along with you to wipe down if needed. Yeah, so I think apart from this, there's some additional tips that we can think about, which is to take photos and videos before renting and setting off so that you can document the condition of the car at the start in case you get into any accidents or there are any damages that are caught along the way. Then it's also to keep a phone holder on hand so you can stick it to the windscreen for GPS navigation, right? And lastly, I think it's to also keep a cash card on hand in case the car parks have an issue detecting the IU. We've seen some of these cases of people reporting that online, and yeah, this is one way to work around that as well. So yeah, I think those are the thoughts for Driving Blue SG, and we know that this is a slightly different video from the home rental content that we've been doing so far, but we thought it is also relevant in the sense that the whole home rental content is also part of this bucket of adulting, and we thought car ownership actually falls into another part of adulting, and we thought that it's worthwhile to do this video. So hope you guys enjoyed it.